Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I've just finished a little bit of a channel on what was needed at this time. One of the first sentence in that channel, I am looking at Trump in the month ahead, but one of the first sentence I think in that channel was the week. Let me just go back to it. The week needed to get stronger. Now, I immediately thought that was those that don't have much needed to be raised. But there's another layer of meaning to that, and this is what brings me to Trump. It's through adversity, it's through painful lessons, it's through the dark night of the soul, it's through that Three of Swords energy that we actually learn. These can be karmic lessons, these can be even, practical lessons, where something that is no longer working for us, we actually have to sustain a loss and pick ourselves up from those ashes and rise again like the phoenix. There are lots of reasons for why we got Trump, lots of reasons. But for Trump personally, there's obviously some fairly big lessons that he needs to experience. So as a human being, and I know this won't be popular, but as a human being, we need to acknowledge that Trump too, like everyone else, is learning. And when this is all said and done, and when the dust is settled and he's no longer the president of the United States and he is facing justice, we need to remember that that there will be some fairly big, retribution coming for him because of what he's done. You don't put children in cages, and the universe lets you just go along on your merry way. It just doesn't work like that. So I just wanted to acknowledge that before I start to pull. Because I don't wish him ill, and I just want him out of there. Basically, I just want that King of Cups energy to now sort of lead us and be a force for good, not a force for division and hate and lies and delusions, and I could go on, but I won't. So having said all that, if you haven't tuned into my channel on Cultivate Your Hope, please do. It's only a short, I think it's 12 or 13 minutes, and it came from the heart. And I do feel also that my awareness is lifting and growing as I too keep hope in my heart, and I have been helped very, very profoundly by members of this community, and one dear viewer of mine who has become a friend, who saves me every time, and she gave me something over the last 48 hours that has really helped me really look at things in a very balanced way. All right, let's get on with the month ahead for Trump. I'm using my Tarot Grand Luxe. I'll pull 4 cards, one for each week, and then I will clarify with the Steampunk Tarot. It's not a deck I use, but I just felt, I thought, no, now's the time. Got to pull it out and use it. Let me just go back to my calendar, and then I'll turn my phone off so it doesn't interrupt us after I draw the 4 cards. So we have this coming week, the 1st of March, then we have the 8th of March, the 15th, the 22nd, and then the 29th. So I guess I'll pull 5 cards. So let me just tune back into Spirit. I ask that only information that can stand in the light be brought forward. Okay. What's coming up for Trump in the month of March? What's coming up for Trump in the month of March? So I'm getting an image of, it's like a spinning wheel. I think that he is going to lurch from one thing to the next He's almost going to be sort of really unable to focus, which is probably not the right thing given the global conditions at this time. But he's also, this is going to be documented. I'm seeing somebody writing something down. So this is just, March is an historic month in some way. It's a month that people will chronicle. It could even be a month that that we reach a turning point. Okay, so in some way reach a turning point. So show me Trump for the month of March. Throw me... Yeah, I'm getting that judgment card again. Okay, so show me the inevitability of things, I guess. Show me Trump in the month of March, beginning with the 1st of March through the 8th, through the 15th, through the 22nd, through the 29th. 5 cards, please, Spirit, for each of the weeks of March 2020. Show me Trump in March. All right, let's have a look. So I've got the 5 of coins. So this is the stock market falling. This is a money loss, basically trade, commerce, the economics of what is going on at the moment. So we do have some kind of loss here. I feel that the stock market again will fall this week. This is March the 1st. The second week of March the 8th. We've got the King of Swords. So he is going to face some kind of, we could hear about an investigation. We could have something opened up. This could be around money allocations as well. It could be sometimes the Democrats in the House come forward as something is going to be brought to the light, and I'm not going to say exposed, I guess it is exposed, but certainly investigated. This is allocations, I feel, around your budget at some point. All right, let's keep going. The 15th. Wow, the 3rd week. Watch for the 3rd week of March. He's really carrying a pretty heavy load here. And in this deck, this person has folded, has really fallen, and really can't go on in some way. So I think as a result of whatever occurs in that 2nd week, he's going to be struggling in the 3rd week. By the time we get to the 22nd of March, we've got the Ace of Cups. So I feel that there is going to be some sort of breakthrough in some way around the 22nd of March. But this can also indicate really, really high emotions. So of course, we know the global conditions. We know what's occurring, and we know that by that 22nd of March, we will have been 4 weeks into the future. So I feel that emotions are going to be running high, and by the 29th, he's going to be actually really in trouble here. He will be trying to walk a tightrope, again, because of global conditions, but this is financial. So I feel whatever occurs in March, you're going to see, obviously, it's already started, the stock market, other economies are going to, well, when I say economies, economies of scale, other elements are going to come forward. There's going to be loss in terms of products and shortages. I feel that he'll be trying to manage, but it is financial loss. This can also signify losing with his some of his voters as well. So he's going to be tested this month. Absolutely, he's going to be tested. I feel there's an issue, a budgetary or some sort of issue emerging also in March. I'm not going to go to April yet. Underneath the deck, we have the Page of Coins. So I do feel that this 2nd week of March brings forward some kind of monetary news. We do have the Judgment card coming forward for him as well, and we do have Death. So I feel that this month is going to be judged very, very harshly, but because of what is going on globally. But I do feel that we've got the focus on the stock market, 1st of March, and other other kind of financial news, loss. People will be looking at their money as well. By the second week, the King of Swords indicates there's some kind of truth that needs to come, that will come or will emerge. Something around, I don't know whether it's something around the budget allocations. I'm not sure, but there's something there that will come up in that second week of March, which almost sees him or things being investigated. Then we see by the third week he's really struggling with what's occurred in the first 2 weeks of March. By the fourth week, there's high emotions, and people are calling for a new way of doing things in some way in the week beginning the 22nd. By the 29th, really he is walking a very, very high and risky tightrope as we start moving into April. But let's bring the laptop down and clarify with my Steampunk Tarot each of the cards to see if we can deepen this reading. Just put that to one side. I'll turn off my phone in case it rings and disrupts this reading. And I'll bring the laptop down and we'll start our clarification process. Okay, let's just move those to one side. So we'll start with this first week. I am feeling this is the stock market, but also other indicators as well. It could be some figures around the economies are going to come forward. It could be we start to grapple with the grim reality of what is going on here at the moment. Show me this 5. This is loss, money loss. This is people being kept out in the cold. So unfortunately, we've got closing of borders and people who need to escape certain conditions being locked out, left out in the cold. So there will be a focus on travel and immigration too in this first week coming out of the Trump White House, and he will obviously seek to weaponize this movement across borders. It's almost as if he, out of loss, he's going to try and use that to again project some kind of strength, which is really the reverse way of doing it. And again, if you haven't seen my channeling, you need to tune into it. But he's breaking, not breaking universal values, but he's really karmically skating on very thin ice. Show me the 5 of coins, the first week in the month. Trump will experience loss. As we experience loss, he will be, I guess, in the line of, criticism, I guess. Show me this card, the 5 of Pentacles for Trump the first week in March. Yeah, okay, this is him. So the loss is for him as well. And we've got the Devil. So we've got, this is toxicity. It's kind of like what people want to see at the moment is very, very strong leadership. And instead they're seeing, he holds a press conference saying, this is what we're doing in a somber tone. Then hours earlier, he's at his rally in South Carolina saying that certain things, pandemics, etc., are a hoax. All right, let's keep going. The 9 of Wands, yeah, he's not going to make much political headway this week. And the 5 of Cups, yeah, he will be at a loss. He will be at a loss because he doesn't quite know what to do. Because he's the stock market, the economy, they're the things that keep voters saying, well, why shouldn't we vote for him? Because the economy is strong. Not understanding that the Treasury is actually propping up the stock market by billions and billions of dollars, and that we don't really have an accurate indicator at the moment of what the economy is doing, unfortunately, because of the way we have allowed this lack of transparency to come through all governments. This wasn't something that just emerged with Donald Trump. This has been a slow burn that has led us to this point. But let's have a look at the Five of Pentacles. Sorry, we've looked at the Five of Pentacles. Let's have a look at the second week. This King of Swords. Quite interesting, I think, in the second week. The second week of March. Show me this King of Swords, please. Show me this King of Swords. What's this coming up in the second week for Donald Trump? In the second week of March, the King of Swords. Show me this King of Swords. Three of Pentacles, absolutely. It is around how money has been spent or how money will be spent. There's something wrong here. The Queen of Swords, it will come from the house, I think, or an investigation. The King and Queen of Swords indicate that there is some kind of investigation. These are my lawyer cards, but also I feel this is also the House and Democrats in the House, Pelosi. Yep, there's been loss somewhere. Somebody is questioning a loss of money, or that the money hasn't been spent properly or won't be spent properly, and they're going to bring this forward. So watch for that second week. There is something emerging around, I think it's a budget allocation or something like that. All right, so let's have a look at the third week. Probably as a result of the second week, he's going to be really struggling. He's going to be really struggling. All right, let's have a look. Show me this Ten of Wands, please. Show me this Ten of Wands. What's going on here? He's really struggling because he just doesn't. He's been hit in so many directions, and his usual ploy or strategy of twisting the truth is actually just landing him in more hot water. So he doesn't really know what to do. Okay, this is a leadership in crisis by about the third week. Certainly if not the third week, by the fifth week in March, the 29th. Show me the 10 of Wands. Show me the 10 of Wands. He could even have another health scare, actually. He could even actually disappear for a little while. That we'll see Pence coming forward. There are things that we don't know about how they're managing his health. Show me the 10 of Wands. Yep. Okay. The Lovers, he's coming through again. He's certainly here in this reading. The Eight of Swords, he will be restricted in some way. I feel if we go back to the second week, there's going to be a restriction here. And the Queen of Pentacles, this I think is around, this is around national security as well. So don't forget we've got Ratcliffe, the new nomination for the DNI, Director of National Intelligence. It's going to struggle as well. And the Page of Pentacles, this is around that. Now the Page of Pentacles is on the bottom. He could be worried about some kind of monetary news coming forward that is directly connected to him or his White House, how they've spent the money, etc., how they haven't spent the money, what they've done with the money, where they've diverted the money. And he's worried about that. I'm going to pull one more. Absolutely, Nine of Swords, high anxiety. He's not sleeping at night, and he is worried. They are covering for this president. It is worse than we actually know. But by that third week, he's really carrying that heavy load. Let's take a look at the fourth week in March. This is calling for, I think there'll be a direct calling for new approach, new starts. What's going on here with this Ace of Cups? Also high emotion as well. This is that fourth week in March. Show me the fourth week in March, this Ace of Cups. Spirit, what's all this about, this Ace of Cups? Show me this Ace of Cups, please. Show me this Ace of Cups. Show me this Ace of Cups, please. Show me this Ace of Cups. There's a disappointment here in some way for Donald Trump. Something doesn't come off that he's hoping will come off. the Page of Swords, something, this is a whistleblower, spy in the camp. We could actually have more whistleblowers coming out, absolutely. He's going to feel like he's been stabbed in the back. Now, I know a couple of readers. This could actually be from his own party as well. We can live in hope that they will actually try and, rein in this president under the current global circumstances. A couple of readers have titled this "The Ides of March." Well, by the fourth week of March, that's pretty much what we're looking at. The Nine of Pentacles, yeah, I think this is even his own party might balk at something, or might start to there's some kind of fraying. But there is something coming forward, I think in the second, possibly the third week of March, which actually will, he's going to be stopped from doing something in some way. Something's going to stop. The Two of Cups, yeah, it could be the GOP. Perhaps not backing him up when he thinks that he will, perhaps thwarting some kind of victory. But there is going to be that something coming out. Let's, in the second, third week, and it spills over into the fourth. Now, by the time we get to the fifth week, this is him. Imagine him on a high wire. A high wire, I guess, walking a tightrope. Imagine, now for one moment, imagine him walking on that tightrope, trying to juggle at the same time. That's the meaning of this card. All right, let's have a look. This is the fifth week beginning the 29th of March, ending March, the end last week in March as we move into April. Show me the Two of Coins. Show me this Two of Coins for Trump. Show me this Two of Coins. The other meaning is also manipulation, but this is his money. This is the Trump Organization, and as we know, we're coming up to the Supreme Court rulings. They're not going to, Chariot, something's happening really quickly around his money. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. This could also be someone that he's associated with, someone that he's worked with. Now, it's also entirely possible, someone asked about Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman and Giuliani. It's entirely possible that there could be some movement in that case in March as well, because this is the hired mercenary. We will get, I think, it could even be Flynn, could be a matter under investigation, but it could also be, both. That we could hear from someone that once worked for him. It's definitely connected with money. I do feel this is around Trump, around something that he's done. And the Six of Cups, it's showing me something that's occurred in the past. But underneath here, we've got the Four of Wands. We do have the Democrats and we do have a victory. We do have wish fulfillment. Unfortunately, we do have the Death card and, of course, the Ten of Wands. So I do feel that his response, and I've said it in other readings, his response to global conditions now is going to really set him on the back foot. I think when I said that before, the Ukrainian stuff just blasted open. So not a good week for him. When readers describe this as the Ides of March, absolutely. We've got some fairly difficult conditions coming forward. So I'll leave that there. I'll keep it short. This is my Sunday, so I'm going to get off, stop reading, and go about my Sunday. So I'll leave that there. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the reading.